Coronation Street teases new characters' dramatic mystery, beforehand of stunning flashback. Did you notice it? Coronation Street has discovered an ominous clue to Maggie Driscoll's darkish beyond beforehand of a surprising flashback episode. As Maggie passes touch upon Tracy McDonald's beyond in Friday's episode, she seems to offer the sport away over her informal perspectives on homicide. Maggie's first brush with the street's mythology is gloriously brazen, probing Eva approximately that bankruptcy of Tracy Barlow's history. She hears the blunt fact Charlie Stubbs, a blow to the pinnacle, and slightly flinches. Course, perhaps he deserved it, she tosses back, earlier than admitting she surely pretty likes Tracy. It's a line that lands like a dropped glass with inside the quiet. Darkly funny, yes, however laced with something colder. I suppose the writers are signaling that Maggie's ethical compass would not factor north a lot as spin with the climate, and that is thrillingly risky in a display that prospers on blurred lines. What's smart right here is the manner her funny story reframes the room. Eva's horror will become our barometer. If Eva thinks you have overstepped, you have possibly crossed a line. Yet Maggie simply smiles via it, charmed and charming, and that dissonance is doing all of the heavy lifting. It's clean that she reads human beings quick, then disarms them quicker, a talent it really is shielding in households and deadly in feuds. I suppose that is why the fandom's antennae are twitching. Informal minimizing of homicide pointers at a person well practiced in preserving calm round chaos. That calm is already unsettling Eva. Catherine Tilsley has teased that infection is curdling into intimidation. And you may experience the flip beginning. Early days, Eva ought to roll her eyes and maintain pouring pints. Now she's clocking the metallic below the patter. It's clean that the greater time Maggie spends at the back of the bar, the greater she reads as landlady adjoining, and this is Eva's turf. 2 alpha caregivers in a single pub is excellent telly. However, it additionally approach a person will finally draw blood, even though it is most effective metaphorical. Then there is the looming flashback. Even without off-display screen whispers, the textual content on display screen is nudging us towards a buried incident. Large than life, fiercely loyal, and really horrific behavior are not random adjectives, they may be breadcrumbs. Loyalty will become deadly quick in Weatherfield when you body violence as protection. It is a brief hop to rationalizing anything. I suppose the display is placing us as much as understand, if now no longer excuse. A desire from Maggie's beyond that's a miles greater thrilling direction than a mustache-twirling screen. Tracy is an appropriate replicate for this. She's the street's residing case. Have a look at in how a single, unforgivable act may be absorbed into the network whilst the culprit refuses to shrink. Maggie's offhand empathy for that narrative appears like foreshadowing. She's trying out how tons darkness Weatherfield will tolerate if the sinner is useful, funny, and fiercely certainly considered one among us. It's clean she believes she ought to deliver a comparable mystery and live to tell the tale, and that is the bit that makes your belly flip. Character-wise, the dynamics are already primed for combustion. Eva wishes manage of her residence and the Rovers is her residence. Ben sits among them, loving them both, looking the temperature rise. If Maggie's beyond explodes mid-feud, each exchanged jibe will become retroactively barbed. Became that a funny story? Or a warning? I suppose it really is why this slow burn feels so potent. The screen might not simply rewrite Maggie. It will recast each pint she's pulled when you consider that stepping via the one's doors. Where can it cross next? 3 beats experience inevitable and deliciously tense. A slip with inside the patter. Maggie says one component too many, in the front of the incorrect person, and Eva subsequently stops laughing. It's clean that recognize or the lack of it's going to determine whether or not this remains a chilly battle or turns hot. A flashback with fallout. The beyond is not simply exposition. It lands with inside the gift with a sensible effect, a visitor, a threat, or a debt coming due. That's whilst shielding will become cornered. A desire at Christmas. Huge cleaning soap movements land first class with inside the festive glare. If Maggie's mystery blows, she'll both double down with brazen appeal or naked the fact to store her family. Either course charges her something. And I suppose it really is the factor. For now, that tossed off, perhaps he deserved it, sits at the bar like an unexploded tool, reputedly harmless, ticking in case you concentrate closely. When the flashback hits, we might not simply research what Maggie did, we'll research why she thinks she will be able to stay with it. And it really is the shiver walking via the Rovers tonight.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.